So we're moving on. Now I'm trying to get myself together because that now no Greece over here. Can we clap it up for Brenda? Gotta say he almost silly. Jesus. I had to say, you know what? I didn't feed a little too much. Lord forgive me. Yeah. So Dr. Michelle D. Clark is an illuminator of transformation, best-selling author, and visionary coach. Her battle with stage 2 breast cancer transformed into a testament of unwavering strength and boundless inspiration, propelled her mission to guide women through their post-cancer odyssey toward a life resplendent with purpose and joy. Her conquest over breast cancer and other life-threatening challenges has not just been a personal victory, but a beacon of hope for countless women navigating the delicate aftermath of breast cancer. Dr. Michelle Dr. Michelle narrative is more than a recovery story. It is a clarion call to embrace life's potential for rebirth and grandeur. Can we give God praise for Dr. Michelle D. Clark? That's the perfect music for her. Come on, can we clap it up like you thought?
Hello, testing. All right, now we in there. All right, awesome. All right, everybody. Like you heard, first of all, I had to give it up to Dr. Carter. We're going to give it up. This is a splendid, wonderful. And as you heard, yes, my name is Dr. Michelle D. Clark. And for those of you all who don't know me, I'm just a small town girl with big time dreams. God has definitely shown His grace and His mercy, and He has saved me from some life-threatening things. When I talk about small town, I'm talking about Harvey. Anybody know who Harvey is? I didn't think so. She said that. That's okay. Most people don't. It's near the south side of Chicago. Now, unfortunately, you don't have to be a reporter because most people need to know how Chicago got its nickname Chirac, right? Yeah, but the good news is that my parents, that kept me away from that. They told me to go to school, get a good education. I did just that. I got my bachelor's in psychology. I got my master's in social work. And I've been recognized for a PhD in entrepreneurship and business administration. But the PhD that I tout the most is the one I got from the School of Hard Knocks. Because like I told you, I've been through some things. But before we get into what I've been through, I want to know a little bit about you all. Y'all ready to play a game? Y'all want to answer questions? You really going to engage? I see some folks still eating. All right, no, wake up now. All right, so when I say something, I'm going to list off a few questions here. And if it applies to you, go ahead and raise your hand. So has anybody been in a relationship that was good, that then went bad? Raise your hand. Okay. Has anybody ever experienced a life-threatening illness? Raise your hand. Has anybody ever experienced a life-altering situation that left you confused, your confidence shaken, and just not know who you were anymore? Raise your hand. I thank you all for your transparency. And you know what? My hand is raised too. Not just because I wanted to show you all raise the hand, but because I've been through each of those things too, so I see you and I understand. So we talked about a good relationship that went bad. I was in an 11-year marriage that ended with a 911 call. We're talking about a life-threatening illness. I had 2 strokes in 2 days. I couldn't walk or talk or use my whole right side. But God healed me after 24 hours. When we talk about a situation that I went through that left me just my confidence shaken, we're talking about stage 2 breast cancer. Can y'all walk with me for a second through my journey with breast cancer? Can we do that today? Thank you. So it started with a phone call. A call from my doctor. And the doctor ring. Michelle, you know you got breast cancer, right? Yes, that's how I found out that I had breast cancer. Now, my parents always taught me that you don't stick in the problem, you go ahead and get a solution. So I said, no, doc, I didn't know that. However, what are we going to do next? Well, what I didn't realize is that next question, when I said, what's next? I had no idea what was coming next. But I had to have a mastectomy. So I lost my left breast. And then I had to go through radiation therapy. And my skin burned so bad, I literally saw it turn to ashes and just wash down the drain as I was taking a shower. And then when I saw this empty space where the breast was, and it was empty, and then in my heart it was empty. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't even recognize the person in the mirror. When I put my power suit, it didn't feel powerful anymore. I didn't know what to do. I was so happy and grateful when they said it was time for me to go ahead and get the reconstruction. I said, okay, yeah, but get the mojo back, let's go. So I get to the surgery, I have a cap and gown on, the surgeon marked me up, ready for them to take me to the back room, only for the surgery to be snatched because of a positive COVID test. I was devastated, y'all. Devastated. I didn't know what to do. I talked to some friends, they were like, well, okay, y'all might have heard this before. Well, God moved the surgery because something was going to happen, and he moved that to keep you out of harm's way. Well, I was indignant because I'm like, wait a minute now. I said this to them, I said this to God, so I had a conversation. I'm like, hey, God, we got to talk because I know that you are all powerful, you are omnipotent, you can do all things, you are able. So why didn't you move that thing out of the way and let me have my surgery? You know what I heard? He said, because then you wouldn't have known it was me. That's right. Then you wouldn't have known it was me. You see, it was purposeful for me to pause in that pain so I could pull out the passion and the purpose and the promise that God had for me, and that was working with breast cancer survivors. So today I stand in front of you as the CEO and founder of Lift After Breast Cancer, where we empower high-performing female breast cancer survivors to live inspire-free and transform. But that was a process. It wasn't easy. So there were certain things that I had to do to rise from those ashes in order to get to my breakthrough. One of those things was breathe. So when I'm working with my clients, the first thing I say is breathe. Y'all gonna breathe along with me? Yeah, let's do a quick breath. Let's do it. So on the count of 3, we're going to do a 4 count of inhale and then 5 count of exhale. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. And the goodness of that is it creates a space between us and the problem, so that way we can think better. And it oxygenates our brain so we can solve problems better. The second thing that I did in order to move and come out of that, rise out of the ashes, and get to my breakthrough, the second thing I did was I reconnected with God. I got back in contact with my source. So if you have a cell phone, if you don't plug it in, what's going to happen? Everyone's going to die. And I said to myself, I shall not die, I shall live. So I plugged back into my source, my creator. The third thing that I did was I had to remove toxic folks, toxic places, toxic things out of my life and surround myself with people who were for me and with me and who were going to uphold me. Because here's the deal, girl. We have to do that because each of us has a story, right? Each of us has something. And the thing is that when we're going through something, it's not just for us. It's not just for us. It's for us to learn the lessons so we can become a blessing to somebody else. You see, my scars from my breast cancer journey, they were physical. And each and every one of us has a scar. Whether it's physical, emotional, whether it's relational, financial, spiritual, whatever that is, I'm going to let you know here today, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what scar that you have, that your scar is not a sign of weakness. It's a point that's showing you that you're human and that you're healing. And those ashes are not the end. They're not the end. It's the beginning of the transformation. Let me tell you something. In Isaiah 61:3, he states in there that he will give unto them beauty for ashes. That is the transformation. And breakthrough does not happen when life is easy. It happens when we choose to rise, and not in spite of our scars, but because of our scars. That's what the difference is. And let me tell you something. I just wish that so many of us here could when we look at our scars, instead of seeing strife, we see strength. Instead of seeing brokenness, we see beauty. That's what I want us to see, is beauty. Because here's the deal. So many times we hide. So many times we just pretend. We pretend like we're whole and we're not. But why can't we just embrace the wholeness that God has already placed in each and every one of us? And this is exactly why I created the Self-Rediscovery Blueprint. Because what I went through See, the treatment, that wasn't the hardship. The hardship was losing who I was in the process. So if you are ready for your breakthrough, if you're ready to rise and breakthrough, I want everybody to take out your phones right now. Take out your phones right now. I want to give each and every one of you all a free digital copy of the Self-Rediscovery Blueprint. All you have to do is text 586-685-7474. Again, that's 586-685-7474. Text the keyword Blueprint Breakthrough. Yep, 586-685-7474. And then text the keyword Breakthrough Blueprint along with your name and email address. And you will get a free digital copy. So that's Breakthrough Blueprint along with your name and email address. Here's the deal. For the first 7 ladies that text me, you will also get a free VIP ticket to our virtual event that we're having in October. So as you're finished texting, I want to close with this. See, Isaiah, there was a promise, beauty for ashes. And I'm a living testament of that promise. But guess what? You are too. You're that. And our scars are not the end. They're just the beginning and evidence to show that breakthrough is possible when we choose to rise. My name is Dr. Michelle D. Clark. I am the CEO and founder of Live After Breast Cancer, where we empower high-performing female breast cancer survivors to live inspired, free, and transform. Take care. God bless.
Can you continue to clap for her? She did such a great job. So good. You try to enjoy that? Are we ready for the next person? So Dr. Kimberly Niels is a certified professional coach and passionate about empowering individuals on their journey of personal growth and healing. Her work resonates